Hello and welcome back. Thanks for those who share the links to this channel with your friends on their own platforms as well. Today, let's have a blast. Now, the conversation we had in episode number 34 seemed to have stimulated much curiosity in the majority of us, and I refuse to keep this kind of enthusiasm to myself. I know that, yes, the engineering behind the stability of the wheels of a train on the tracks is somewhat cute, but complex subject to talk about. But that notwithstanding, I'm still inclined to escalate the very same conversation to another level, a level of another kind this time round. In this respect, I'll stop at nothing to talk about what engineers have come to refer to as the monorail. Welcome to my channel. My name is Victor, the author of the Fire Soldiers series of novels. Ladies and gentlemen, a monorail is a rail-based transportation system based on a single rail, which acts as its sole support and its guide rail. Check this out. Now, the main advantage to a monorail over conventional rail systems is that they require minimal space, but horizontally and vertically. Monorail vehicles are wider than the beam, and monorail systems are commonly elevated, so they require only a minimal footprint for support pillars. Note that these monorail trains can either be supported below or suspended above, or in fact a combination of both principles. A good example of a suspended monorail takes us to Japan. Get ready. I know most of us will find this quite interesting to experience. They call it the Shannon monorail. It's a suspended safe-age monorail in the series of Kamakura, a seaside Japanese city just south of Tokyo, and Fujisawa in Kanagawa. Trains run on a 6.6 kilometer line called the Enoshima line. It is used by commuters that work in Tokyo or Yokohama and tourists visiting Enoshima. Now, this monorail was built by Mitsubishi Industries, and the line opened on the 7th of March 1970 between Ofuna and Nishikamakura. Then the rest of this line began operating on the 1st of July 1971. Another engineering marvel, don't you think so? I guess you will agree with me on that. Anyways, let's get on with Survive. Let's see how John Taylor gets to find his way about the steel reinforcement beams and struts within the public convenience. I'll proceed from where I left. Bluish lighting shone intermittently at the subway station. Designed to calm and soothe, the special LED lights had been suspended above the platforms in order to stem the state's spiraling suicide rate. This anti-suicide lighting had been installed at the ends of each platform, as that was the commuter zone from which passengers were most likely to jump in front of speeding trains. Stealing cautiously leftward, I swung 90 degrees clockwise and fell onto a sidewalk 20 meters from the sniper's position. But I knew I must on to my mission's aid. Otherwise, if I went off com, even for a sec, the STM would strew my brains upon the framework. Instinctively, I squatted briefly. I drew my gun and again rose to my feet. The shooter turned and started, belly flop flat on the floor. A brick reinforcement pillar overlapped him. An old UPS chain store seemed to have gone down on fire 2 blocks below. I started towards it. Best place to pitch a makeshift hideout. It wasn't just a dummy run. Organizational reasoning behind this stratagem was obvious. It had underpinned the psychology of the town folk. Such serendipitous effort would often make logic look almost effortless, as a sane mind's choice would be to flee the scene of incident. Piccolomini Street was the busiest in Berlin. The panic I read on faces was not extinguishable. Like a ghost, I sauntered across the dual carriageway. The options I had were few. First one, that I initiate a shootout from my position. Number 2, that I grab the subway station elevator down to Sigma Street, storm right into the chain store, then initiate a hard-to-hard combat from there. This train of thought was magic to the soul. Stopping short, I checked the status of my gun. 3 bullets would be shot, and that would be all. Meaning, option number 2 was viable logic. If the sniper had seen me, I cared not a straw. He would enjoy just a glimpse of me, not of what I was capable. 3 shots would forestall the shooter. As for time, I would buy it. Now with that short reading, I come to the end of my today's episode. Up until the next one, goodbye, and please hit the subscribe button below to support the channel.